Rich, I came from the Nile Valley. It's bittersweet, I smile sadly. Truth rarely seen like child's daddies. I'm in Hotep, I style flashy. Regarded highly, I'm Selassie. As time is passing, tribes are clashing. I know the ledge, I grow my dreads. My queen's two open legs have golden eggs, I'm hatched. 9 months had to hold my breath. Now I dream so heavy that I broke the bed. Provoke the feds that slaughter the sons. 12 get the 4-5 like a quarter to 1. The war has begun. Latin for sun, the soul and melanites get more of the sun. We the fortunate one. Got the God in the womb and the Lord in my come, and no more means love. Death is the source that I'm from. Everything that they do, we have already done. Self-taught, my ice a melt salt. Mine high price, I write and sell thought. I felt cloth, Akhenaten, cotton shopping, aquaponic, chronic options. Botanizing pot concoction. Earth a thought, her twat is rotten. Knowledge of my art forgotten. Watch the conscious sovereign doctrine. Not dishonest prophet goblins. Boxing out the box, I'm boxed in. Black magic, black yoni, black phallus. How they turn kings and queens to crack addicts. How they make us lose our sight like bad glasses. They know we invented original mathematics. Black magic, treat home like at Sabbath. I can hear beautiful music and bad static. I attract cash in bags like that's Magnus. Last Maverick, blast fast like Zab Jab.
Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Underground Railroad. This is your host, Rich. You got Bilal behind you too, brother. Hold it down. Peace, brother. All right.
Yo, yeah.
Fan of your work. All right. All right.
Yes, I was saying earlier. That's one of my favorite 7, man.
Yeah, man. It's funny. We about to talk about music. I'm with Cambatta, and we run into the brother Bilal. Yo, man.
Top 3 favorite artists of all time.
Oh yeah, that's what's
right
up. That's what's up,
says
man.
that he hears me on the intro,
and he learns something new every time. He says,
crazy. Yes,
that's what happens with a good book, with a real good book, Cambatta. The third time I read it, I learn something new.
Yeah.
And it's magical because I'm in my mind. I'm like, I read these words before. Why didn't I get this 3 times earlier?
Yeah.
So the fact that you could do that with your music and your lyrics speaks volumes, brother. So salute to you on that. But Bada, man, the world is asking about the song that I'm playing in the beginning, Black Magic.
Yes, this mysterious song.
I produced it. I sent it to Bada. Bada didn't take more than a week to lay it down and send it back to me.
Divine inspiration for sure.
What was your thought process behind writing? Because your words, to say something like the Ursa thought her twat is rotten, like that's like a creative mind right there, brother.
Yeah.
Talk to me about that.
Yeah, definitely, man. I find I bridge the gaps in the obscurities, relating the seemingly unrelated. And, you know, shouts to Brother Rich, the Black Magic beat. He sent it to me. And usually I create in the witching hours, that's beyond the 3 a.m. period. So, you know, it's like you catch that right vibe, and I just kind of went on a wave with that one, and, you know, it was divinely inspired. There's really not much to say, but yes, man, on the beginning of all the songs you'll hear, that is actually me and Brother Rich's first collaboration that we've worked on so far. But what we're gonna do moving forward is prepare a dope project so that way you guys can have this music for yourselves. This one and ones like it, it's gonna be crazy. It'll be out soon. I don't want to really get into specifics yet, but I'm forewarning you now that we are definitely working on something. I was also the guy on the shout out to Red Pills.
Made for this.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah. They thought that was me on there for a second.
Yeah, exactly. I've seen people arguing, thinking that I'm actually you. It's crazy, man. But you know, yes, I was actually also on the Scorpion King with Red Pill, so check that out. And I'm working on the Cambatta series right now, and I got a bunch of stuff coming out. So be on the lookout. CambattaMusic.com. You can check it out.
Bada, how do you make, when you write, how do you make your lyric? Because sometimes when people speak of substance, when they have something of substance to say, the youth considers it corny, or you know, the streets consider it corny.
Yeah.
The streets mess with you, Bada, but you're kicking knowledge at the same time. What do you think? What is it about your formula where you got the streets and you got the brothers and sisters who got knowledge themselves at the same time?
I think it's the raw honesty. Like, I definitely speak from a point of view of that's where I'm actually from. You know, my life, especially my childhood was, you know, from you know, basically your cookie cutter black neighborhood, crack epidemic, crack house living, you know, wild stories, crazy things. So, you know, my original point of reference is that. So I'm able to add the raw element of the streets, the pain, the pure struggle, the grit, the hunger is still there, raw in my everyday lifestyle. So that mixed with the scholarship, the linguistics, I take a very purposeful approach into my lexicon and expanding my vocabulary in means of becoming a high-level linguistic rhymer. Like, I do this as out of mastery. This is something that I'm trying to do. You gotta excuse me, I'm hyper stoned. This is the Phil Valentine event. It's my first time here. I'm mind blown and I'm super stoned, so my words are kind of jumbled. But basically, like, this is codex. This is coding. We're writing the matrix with this, and I take it very seriously. So, you know, the approach is scientific when it comes to this, but it's also melodic. So, you know, with this, you're playing with both sides of it. It's a duality. You're playing with the melody and the intellect at the same time. It's about that marriage. And once you realize this, once you have awareness of this, once you're conscious of it, then you know what steps to take to master that. And you have people like Kendrick Lamar, Andre 3000, people that have mastered these methods, and that's why we like them. So, you know, it's just me and my style of that. I'm real edgy, real obscure. You know, I have no limitations. I have no belief system, so there's nothing holding me back from saying the absolute most extreme thing I could say in the moment. Basically, like a crazy comedian or something, like Richard Pryor.
Right. So, just to tell people about the musical process, man, and how magical, like, there's a reason why I chose the name Black Magic, you know what I'm saying, for my channel. And as a producer, when I do music, I go by the name Black Magic. Yeah. I didn't know you was gonna name the song Black Magic. I didn't know that. I didn't know that at all. You know what I'm saying? When I sent it to you, it said Future Kemet on it. Yeah. Because it had like a futuristic Kemet vibe on it. So when you named it Black Magic, I was like, yo, does he know my channel and my name is Black Magic? So that was dope. But when I make music and I'm in there making the beat, sometimes, Bada, it's like, accidents are your best friends. Definitely. So I hit a wrong key, or I do something I didn't mean to do, but it was the thing I was supposed to do. Yeah. And that's the thing that works the best. Yeah. Sometimes when I make a beat, after I listen to it 2 days later, I don't even remember making it. Definitely. So it's like straight channeling this cosmic energy, man. So do you get that feeling too when you're in there writing? And do you feel like you're channeling cosmic energy when you're in the booth or when you're writing?
It's definitely a trance state. It's a highly deep meditative trance state. And when you're in this state, it's no different than how they would describe Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant when they're in the zone, or Stephen Curry when he, you know, shoots 10 straight three-pointers. They're not thinking about it. You're beyond thought. You're in the mode of kind of this intuitive zone. You're on it. You're in a flow. They call it the flow state.
Yeah, they call it the flow.
Once you're in the flow state, then everything is in pattern. Everything it starts to fit. Everything is you start to notice the synchronicities. So, for instance, when I was in the studio with Rich, he hit something. The whole program shut the whole beat off, but he knew he didn't panic. He immediately went through the beat again, and it came out better than it even was
in the first time. Yeah,
exactly. And with me, what happens is when you're playing with words, is that sometimes you can pull meaning out of it, and new meaning, because you're bridging gaps between these words combination, these phrase couplets that would and regular speaking would never meet. So by rhyming words, you're gonna meet word combinations that will create mental imagery that has never been thought of before. That's why this is so powerful, and it's musical. So it's you're basically manipulating the mind in multiple ways, in multiple facets, spiritually, mentally, physically, sexually. You're hitting so many different keys, and it creates a vicarious experience, not like a movie to where they fulfill the imagery. Musically, by me satisfying the voice, it's no different than an internal voice that you listen to when you think. So it becomes a vicarious, subjective experience over the objective experience you get out of watching a movie. That's why this music's so powerful. So when I'm in that writing state, it's definitely like catching 1,000 alley-oops. It's almost as if you're pulling these ideas out of the ethos or something. You know, it's hard to explain, but it's the Holy Ghost. It's the Holy Ghost. You're in that trance state, you know?
Bada, the question is, Bada, how are you able to, though? The thing I notice and other people notice is I meet a lot of great artists from New York. Their wordplay is phenomenal, very poetic, but when it comes time to put it in song format, it's like a lot of New York MCs get lost. But they're great in the art of rhyme, and they're great in the art of their wordsmith. What is it about you where you're able to be a wordsmith, but you're able to structure it in a song format? Because I feel as though that's what New York is missing right now. That's why we're not in the game right now, because we're not making these songs.
Yeah, exactly. Original hip hop, especially 90s hip hop, was very masculine. It was very rigid. Dancing and singing was seen as soft. So moving forward, these guys being who crafted it, it's still a little uncomfortable to harmonize and add melody to something without sounding like you're just outward singing, you know? Also, in the writing process, it's much easier to write linearly. So if I'm structuring a bar sequence and I'm writing especially off beat, I could put together the dopest bars ever. And then when it comes time for me to fit it into a time sequence or a time signature, I'd have to get rid of some wordage. And because I don't want to sacrifice what I'm saying, I'd rather go with kind of bum rushing through the beat than, you know, kind of dancing with it and accenting the rhythmic patterns. But just like in martial arts, once you've mastered your skill set, at that point you can bounce around with it. You can move around freely with it. You can move like water because you trust your body, your muscle memory is in there, so you know exactly all the forms of the body, and basically the rhyming aspect of it is a part of my language now. So just like a small baby, you could teach a baby 5 languages. Rhyme in your mind, you can unlock a certain place to where you can think in rhyme. And at that point, then you don't have to rely on thinking too hard. And so I think melody first now, instead of thinking, okay, how could I come out with the dopest bars? I let not only the melody dictate what words I'm gonna say, but also the tone of the melody. A ooh or a oh can then predispose me to rhyme a word like shoe or go or you or flow or who.
That's gold
no.
right there for artists listening. That's gold. What you're saying is gold. Go ahead, brother.
Exactly. So it's like the liquid sword. You're playing with a martial arts style here, and once you know kung fu so well, wushu so well, then you could be the drunken master. You could get lit, be drunk, and all of a sudden you're always falling in form, because no matter what, your spirit is always interlocked with that pattern, you know. And Kendrick and Eminem and Jay-Z, they seem so, Lil Wayne, it seems so easy for them. They're just throwing bars around and they're landing because it's a part of how they speak. Just like learning Latin or any language, you can learn the art of rhyme. And it's a level like Bruce Leroy or something.
It's dope. In terms of being artistic, I knew that nigga just fit, and I can't explain it in language like where a person logically will understand it. They'll be like, Rich, how would that fit, Rich? I don't get it.
Yeah.
But if you're a musician, you just know certain words just fit sometime. It just feels good sometime. Yeah. So talk to me about that, being an artist and just going with what feels good, but not what people might think should be good.
That's exactly right. When you're painting the perfect picture, there could be no prejudice. You can't paint a picture of a naked woman and leave out the vagina and the boobs because you're afraid of offending people. You know, so when you're creating art, it has to be raw as possible. Music is not supposed to be neither good nor bad. It's supposed to be true, and it's supposed to fulfill both sides of that spectrum. So it doesn't matter how horrifying it is or how glorious it is. It has to be spoken or drawn or played as accurately as possible. And a word like nigga is something that is definable in many people's lives, and it also has a sonic resonance with it, and it's also a word that rhymes with a lot of other words perfectly. So for a rapper or a singer, it's very easy to use that. But, you know, I don't think it's something to feel bad about. I mean, sometimes it's a little awkward. You know, I was just at a Currency show, and the crowd is saying he had like a predominantly like white fan base. So when they're reciting his words back to him, it puts, you know, white people in a situation where they're actually saying nigga, and they're getting that. Now it's a part of their lexicon. So, you know, it's kind of one of those things where you have to understand that, you know, your audience is definitely going to be saying these things, but, you know, that's what it is. I mean, the Terminator movie shows some dude airing out cops, you know what I mean? Like, so why should we censor ourselves, you know? But it is powerful.
Indeed.
I don't deny that.
I know you got to get back inside the Phil Valentine lecture. But I just definitely want the people to know that the project is coming soon.
Yeah,
real soon. We working on it. And the songs we got, if y'all like this Black Magic track, man, wait till y'all hear these other tracks we got, man. It's gonna be one of them projects that people talk about, you know, a long time from now about it.
Yeah. Definitely it's
Rich. I came from the Nile Valley. It's bittersweet, I smile sadly. Truth rarely seen like child's daddies. I'm in Hotep, I style flashy. Regarded highly, I'm Selassie. As time is passing, tribes are clashing. I know the ledge, I grow my dreads. My queen's two open legs have golden eggs, I'm hatched. 9 months had to hold my breath. Now I dream so heavy that I broke the bed. Provoke the feds that slaughter the sons. 12 get the 4-5 like a quarter to 1. The war has begun. Latin for sun, the soul and Melanites get more of the sun. We the fortunate ones. Got the God in the womb and the Lord in my come, and no more means love. Death is the source that I'm from. Everything that they do, we have already done. Self-taught, my ice a melt salt. Mine high price, I write and sell thought. I felt cloth, I cannot in cotton shopping. Aquaponic, chronic options. Botanizing pot concoction. Earth a thought, her twat is rotten. Knowledge of my art forgotten. Watch the conscious sovereign doctrine. Not dishonest prophet goblins. Boxing out the box, I'm boxed in. Black magic, black yoni, black phallus. How they turn kings and queens to crack addicts. How they make us lose our sight like bad glasses. They know we invented original mathematics. Black magic, treat home like cat Sabbath. I can hear beautiful music and bad static. I attract cash in bags like that's Magnus. Last maverick, blast fast like Zab Jab.